This TV and this thing. Oh, come on. Don't. No, you don't.
All right, we're here again, still at Origins. We've been here all day, actually. I'm sitting with Jason Tagmire, designer of Pixel Lincoln, and a few other things that he's going to tell us about. We're super excited to have him here. He's going to show us some things that he's working on and just have a good chat with him. So, first of all, let's start with the Storyteller Cards.
Okay.
You just finished that up on Kickstarter, the first Button-Shy branded product coming through that. Tell us a little bit about that project.
Okay.
We've covered it some through our Kickstarter Weekly, but you brought some of the cards here with you.
So Storyteller Cards was a simple concept I came up with being a massive fan of story cubes. Are you familiar with story cubes?
Yeah.
Okay. I love story cubes. My gaming group, we will just sit there and roll them and make stuff up more than we'll play regular games.
Nice.
So I have a very creative gaming group. So story cubes are great. And I was really impressed by the dice cards. I don't know if you saw that on Kickstarter. They were cards that had dozens of dice variables on them, and basically it was just, the whole idea was you flip a card and you have any kind of die that you could imagine for any type of purpose. So the cards themselves weren't a game, but it was this tool for gamers and everything else. So I thought of a tool for storytellers of all types. Being a game designer, you're a storyteller. If you're a writer, you're a storyteller. If you're a parent, you're a storyteller. So no matter what you are, you're telling some sort of story, and that's what the cards were. It started with just an illustration, and the illustration was a character. It was a character holding an item, performing an action in a location. And that's what all 54 cards, 54 because it's a regular playing card deck as well, all 54 cards, they have that character illustration with an action, item, and location. And with that, you can do whatever you want with it. I have no rules, but we've given some guidelines, and some really awesome designers submitted their own game rules and game concepts to use the cards. So what I'm giving is just this tool for you to do whatever you want with it. With that, I added a couple other things to really give some more variables. The playing card icons. There's a mood in the top right corner, 6 different moods, so you can use that to determine the mood of the story you're telling, or set it however you want. A season, just as a variable of time of some sort, and a letter of the alphabet. My use for it has been, all right, we've got this doctor, we've got the letter P, that's the beginning of his name, or that's where he's headed. So just one more thing to just encourage this storytelling. So that's pretty much what they are. This artist, Campbell White, he's an amazing artist from Australia that I've followed for years and kind of known and talked to, and wanted to work with him for years. So this was finally the reason. And he's given a ton of input on these with, I just say, Boxer Yell Map Library, and that's what he comes up with, and nice. It's amazing. Out of all the cards, pretty much every single one was exactly what I wanted and more. As he did them. So that's the game. It just finished on Kickstarter. Or that's the deck. It's not a game.
Yeah.
So it just finished on Kickstarter last week. We funded it a little 159%, which is amazing.
Wow.
Over 600 backers, which was double what I wanted in my wildest dreams. I was like, if we can get 300 backers, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It did really, really well. Thanks to everybody involved, from me to Campbell to all the designers, and then everybody who's pushed it. Yeah. And that's Storyteller Cards.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Storyteller Cards, very cool product, very cool concept. You've got other stuff coming out. You're like super busy. Tell us a little bit about Maximum Throwdown.
Okay.
Last time we talked on the blog, you had just kind of announced this, so you've got some prototype cards here that we can take a look at.
Okay, Maximus Throwdown. It's a card throwing game. I designed it. It's coming from AEG Alderac. This version is my really raw prototype. They took this and made it look awesome. They added their characters from the various games that they have, and we worked to make this more Maximum than these silly unicorns with a little pattern behind them.
Nice.
But the game itself, it's card throwing, and should I just do it on the table?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
The way you play it is everybody has a faction, for example.
All right.
And we throw our cards on the table. There's starting rules and everything else, but the gist of it is I throw a card and draw one, throw one. So that was my turn. Your turn, you draw one, throw one.
Okay.
But you have to touch what's out there.
All right.
So your card's touching. Now it comes back to my turn. Anything that's 100% uncovered are the abilities that I gained. You
Okay.
covered all of them, so I gained nothing. I draw one, throw one.
Okay.
So I covered a couple of yours. Right now you have this.
Okay.
The die pips, if you have 6 of them, it gives you a point at the beginning of your turn. You have 1, so you have nothing still.
All
So
right.
you draw one, throw one. Okay, so I have something still. So what you threw doesn't matter now, but when it comes back around, if they're still there, then you get them. So right now I have the attack symbol and 1 pip. So I don't have enough to get a point. I need 6 to get a point. But I have the attack symbol. Attack means you have to discard a card. Player of my choice discards a card.
All right.
So your top card's out of the game.
All right.
And then I draw one, throw one. So I'm safe, it landed on. Now I'm starting to spread my icons around.
Sure.
So you have, this is throw, so you can throw twice, but you're only
Okay.
drawing one. And I can
All right.
explain that. This is steal. So attacks usually happen first, so you steal one from any player.
Okay.
You throw it face down onto the pile. So
Oh.
you're going to try to cover my stuff.
Right.
There you go. Now you have 1 point because you have 7 pips.
Okay.
You got a point. And then you have 2 throws. The way 2 throws work is if you have more cards, you can throw more than one. But if you have 1 card, you can throw it twice. Meaning, if it doesn't touch, which is considered a miss, you can pick that up and throw it again. If it
Gotcha.
touches, anything that touches is in play and you're done. But if you just happen to miss, you get that second throw.
get
You can
another
use the
throw
throw
to-
again. So you got 2 throws.
So I
now.
get 2 throws, so I can try to go out that way.
So you're good.
All
You
right.
block my points for the turn. Comes back to me. No points. I only have 1 pip. I have an attack, so you discard 1. I have a steal, so I'll steal from you.
All
Throw
right.
it face down. Cover my own steal for next
Awesome.
time. And now I draw 1, throw 1, and I'm safe.
You're safe there. Okay.
That's the whole game. Basically,
Yeah.
it plays till you run out of cards. You might run out, and we're still going around, and you still activate all your abilities. So you've got 20 pips on the board. You're still getting those points while they're uncovered. You're still doing
And
steals,
stealing and- okay.
all that stuff. You're just not throwing because you don't have anything to throw.
Nice.
When everybody's out of cards, that's the end of the game. There's one more quick round of scoring, and pretty much what happens then is everybody says, "Let's play again."
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Seems like it
so-
plays pretty fast, like a filler type game.
With 6 players, it's probably about 20 minutes.
Okay.
With 2 or 3, it's half of that.
Okay.
So it's 10 to 20 minutes, probably 10 to 30, I guess. More 30 minutes with the 6 players. I believe that's what's on the box is 30 minutes.
Awesome.
It's surprising how long you can go with 6 players.
Yeah, sure.
Going around.
But still kind of a filler type game.
It would
something
definitely be in that
between a bigger
category
game
of
or-
just.
yeah.
It's usually like the end of the night game.
Yeah.
Like at a convention, it's like, all right, we're playing Maximum Throwdown, and then it's like we're gonna squeeze in 1, and then we squeeze in 5 rounds of it. Which it's got that little addictive quality. Let's trade because each faction's a little different.
Okay.
So each one has a specialty. So while the Bigfoot here, which is not a Bigfoot on the final version,
Sure.
his ability is to break. Break.
Okay.
If you have breakout, means you can throw 1 card anywhere. One of your throws can be anywhere on the table.
Okay.
So he has more breaks than anybody else. But you'll see that other people also have breaks.
Sure.
The dragon here, which is not the dragon in the final version, has the pips are his specialty. So he's a hoarder. He gets points more easily
Okay.
than anything else. And then it's basically there's 6 types of icons, 6 types of cards. These guys
then each
attack.
one are specialized.
These guys draw. These guys throw, and these guys steal.
Okay.
So that's what their specialty is.
Great. Cool.
Yeah.
So you landed with AEG on this one.
Yep.
That's pretty exciting.
That's extremely exciting. I love what they do.
Yeah, they put out some great titles. We were talking with Paul Peterson just a little bit ago.
Oh, very cool.
Smash Up designer. But that's cool because it's a game that's not going through Kickstarter to get to market.
Yeah.
But you've kind of jumped into this industry through Kickstarter, probably most notably with Pixel Lincoln.
Definitely.
And you've got something to show us
Okay.
about Pixel Lincoln as well. Is this okay?
Absolutely.
All right. That's called a segue.
So
Did you
Pixel
like that?
That was very nice. I saw the Segway tours. Over there. My wife said, "I'm gonna go do a Segway tour while you do this."
Awesome.
Pixel Lincoln has kind of a soft release today.
Yeah.
Kickstarter backers can pick it up at the convention. It's going to start shipping out, so it's really big that right now it's finally coming out. It's been so long. So during all this time while we're waiting for it to come out, I've been just working on more cards and whatever the sequel to the game will be. One of the sequels was Pixel Lincoln 21, which is just a mini expansion that came with our playing card deck, bicycle deck. But this is a bigger project. Pixel Lincoln 2, code name Pixel Lincoln 2, is basically a set of cards. More of everything that was in the first game. So this isn't quite a product yet. It's just what I'm designing. Hasn't been approved by anybody, or anything like that. So these are just the cards I've been working on. I've been doing the game is item cards, enemy cards, character cards. That's the bulk of the game. You work your way through the levels, defeating enemies, obtaining items, and befriending characters. So I'm making just more of all of them. Taking enemies and doing things that are different with them just to mix the game up. An example, one of them would be tag team enemies. Mm-hmm. So an enemy flips out, he's a tag team enemy, they end up on top of each other, and it's twice as hard to beat, or whatever their power is. Items, an example of items is something like soda bombs, which he's throwing a soda bomb. A soda bomb hits more than one enemy. We haven't had anything yet that would attack more than one person at once. With characters in the base game just activate at the end of the game. It was set collection. If you collect these 3 icons, you get points. Now we started to do things which are along the lines of what achievements do on an Xbox or a PlayStation. They activate during the game whenever you would accomplish whatever the card asks for. So those are the standard cards, and I'm just developing a ton of all of them to see what we can pull from when it's time to make whatever the sequel is. Cool. But the big thing that I've been working on are environment cards. Environment cards are a new card type that mix the game up in a whole new way. They basically take the levels that you're playing in and give that level a little bit of character and definition of its own, as well as an ability of its own. So this one will be water. And you tell I'm from South Jersey because I said water. I don't know how you say it, but it's wrong however you say it.
Well, that's up for debate. But so water.
So this water card, and let me tell you about water. When I was at TotalCon in Boston, they said, "You have such a weird Southern accent," and I'm like 3 states away. But this water, it's just a hard time saying that. Enemies require 2 jump cards to jump over, which is just to simulate the feeling of being underwater.
Being underwater, sure.
You have to play 2 jump cards instead of 1. Another one, dark. So you're in a dark level, just a video game, the level's dark. All level cards are played face down until they are reached. So instead of going up to your cards and they're face up, they're face down until somebody sees them. Some of them make the game considerably harder. Lava. Players have a maximum hand size of 4. The correlation to lava isn't really there yet, but that's a mechanic I want, and that's a environment that I want.
And that works.
Right now they're on the same card.
It's like it's burning cards out of your hand.
Well, yeah, exactly. There was some sort of reason for all of them, but that makes it's more difficult. Maze. Projectile weapons do not reach beyond an adjacent enemy. So normally you can hit any enemy in the line with it. So the maze, there's a curve there, so you can't hit an enemy. Here's one of the really hard ones, spikes. Players cannot jump. Jumping is you have 2 ways to defeat an enemy. You either reach its power and destroy it, or you jump over it. Or it takes one of your lives. So with this in play, they are going to take your lives because you have to defeat them or jump, which you cannot do. So I've made 20 of these that I'm testing out. Wind. At the end of each turn, players are bumped back 1 card. just all kinds of environment cards to mix the game up a little bit, give the environment itself, give the level itself some personality, and give the players that replayability.
Cool. So there's no timetable yet for this to be anywhere near completion or kickstarted or anything like that.
I'm gonna catch up with Game Salute here, and now that we wanted to get the game out first.
Sure.
And meanwhile, my job is design the next. Always keep designing, whether they want me to or not. I'm just always designing the next versions. So, I don't have any idea when or how, but I'm making environment cards and I'm making more of the other cards.
Excellent.
And going to talk to Game Salute today to kind of see how and where and if they're interested.
And I hear bacon has entered the fray as of this version.
So, if you're familiar with Pixel Lincoln, you know that meat is Pixel Lincoln has a fondness for meat. He has a sausage link whip, which is one of his main weapons. A mutton star, chicken cannon. So not every weapon is meat, but a good percentage of them are meat-based. So the one complaint that we received in the original version of Pixel Lincoln, as well as the video game and everything else, is where's the bacon? It should have been there from the beginning. Where's the bacon? Somebody at Atari apparently suggested a bacon suit. So Pixel Lincoln wearing a suit made of bacon. So instead of the suit made of bacon, I'm making a bacon shield card. Here is the bacon shield in its current form.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
You'll see a lot of those blank cards, but bacon is going to be have a presence in the new Pixel.
All right. Awesome.
If you have any other meats to suggest,
I'll write you an email about that. So, how did the whole meat thing come about anyway? Like, as you're designing the game, you go, what would be awesome? Like a sausage link whip. Like
so. And it's really hard to... Pixel Lincoln itself was a really terrible card game years ago.
Okay.
Where you just used a penny to move along the cards and rolled a die and it told you where you went. At that time, there were no real attacks or anything, so we started making... I made the card game. This video game company was like, that's awesome. Let's make a video game based off of it. So we got a group of 10 guys together, all guys in college for video game, all artists, designers, or not so much
programmers,
writers, everybody who you would have on a team. We got them all together and started working on the video game. Once we started working on the video game, it was like, well, what's he going to do? Because he was just a penny that moved. So the first thing that came up, and I wish I had access to our old pro boards where we had all of our crazy ideas, but the first thing that came up with was his beard was his main weapon. So he rips off his beard, throws it, it's a beard orang, it grows back. That was his main attack. And then we started thinking about, well, what else can he have? And sausage link whip was one of the first. I don't know where the meat came from. The two lead guys on the game was me and my brother, both vegetarian at the time. So I assume we thought it was really funny to have some meat in there. Even probably before that was Berserker burgers. Burgers were always the power-up.
Yeah.
So you needed health, you ate a burger. The higher the burger, the more health it gave you.
Yeah.
So I think Berserker burgers led the way to...
kind of paved the road.
Exactly. Berserker burger was every type of meat you can imagine on one burger.
Nice.
So they paved the road for the sausage link whip, and then the mutton star came after that, and then the chicken cannon, which is a cannon that shoots chicken.
Right.
A whole chicken.
Yeah.
A cooked chicken.
Yes.
But at one point it was a chicken on a plate, So there's just been so much meat in the whole process. And I kind of, at one point said, all right, we got to stop the meat because it's not going to be only meat. He needs to throw a couple other weird things.
Other strange objects.
Yeah, and I can't even think of the non-meat weapons, but the beard.
They're in there, the beard orang and...
Swordfish, which I guess could be meaty.
Kind of meat. Yeah.
That's where the meat came from.
Gotcha. So... you're here, and actually, you were just saying your wife is with you. You're celebrating.
It's our 10-year wedding anniversary.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Very much. Very, very cool.
I was coming here because it was some sort of Pixel Lincoln launch. So it's like I have to be there for the launch, but I'm not going to leave you alone with our 3 crazy kids on our 10-year wedding anniversary. So she's here. She's actually trying to win. King of Tokyo has a new character type that if you win in the tournament, you get that character die, whatever they would call their character thing. So she's actually playing that right now.
Awesome.
She said she's never won King of Tokyo,
so it'll be a new experience for her.
We'll see,
so that answers kind of my next question: is she a gamer? Does she enjoy you being so hands-on in this type of stuff? Or
so is she a gamer? Not really on her own.
Yeah.
We've always played board games, you know, together. But you know, starting out when we were first met, things like Risk and you know, Scrabble and everything like that. Aggravation is huge in her house. Her grandmother destroys us in aggravation every year we go visit her. So we've always played games like that. As we've gotten into more hobby games, she's played some of the lighter ones, dipped into some of the other ones. But usually it's everybody's there, I'm playing the games, and she's with the kids, unfortunately. So our kids are young. We have 3, 5 and under. So she usually wrangles them when I have a game night. But when we get that rare chance, we had a big round of, oh my god, what's it called? The tile insect game, Hive. The first time we were able to play Hive together was 6 o'clock a.m. on Christmas morning when all the kids are asleep for like the only time ever we got to play a game of Hive together. So she jumps in when we have game night and it's quiet. We have that rare time to play together ourselves, and then we play games with the kids, you know, on a regular basis as well. So that's her level of gaming.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on Pixel Lincoln.
Thank you very much.
And Maximum Throwdown.
Thank
and
you.
on 10 years of wedded bliss.
It's amazing.
So cool.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for sharing what's going on with you, and we're glad to be able to catch up with you here at Origins on Theology of Games. That's Jason Tagmire, the guy who brought you Pixel Lincoln and is bringing you other stuff. I'm Jeremiah. We'll see you later.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, dude.
That was really cool.